Welcome to GoodLife Fitness Victoria Marathon.
Well, this is exciting. We found Joe Henderson at the GoodLife Fitness Victoria Marathon. And Joe, you've got a big story today. Tell us about the folks you brought here.
I have been coming here for years in various capacities, as a writer, as a speaker, but the last 2 years I've been here with my marathon team. And I coach a marathon group in Eugene, Oregon. This is kind of my second life in running, or third or fourth maybe, because I spent most of my life, my working life, working for various magazines, Runner's World, Marathon and Beyond, which I'm currently with, Track and Field News. And I started slowing down in my travels and in my reporting and in my writing, and I said, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And I decided to start coaching. Well, first of all, I started teaching in a college PE class, running. And that grew into coaching marathoners, and we've been doing this for about 6 years. And the runners were doing Eugene and Portland. I live in Eugene, Oregon. And we decided many of the runners were looking for something new, some kind of destination marathon. First we went to Napa, and Victoria was a natural because we're very close actually to Canada. We're about 6 hours from the border. And so we have 20 runners here today. We had 9.5, and we'll have 11 finishing the marathon.
Well, that's an exciting twist, but you have so much experience to pass on to these folks. So what are they, elite runners? Are they middle of the pack runners? Are they wannabe elites? What kind of folks are part of the group that you're training?
The idea originally was that we would coach first timers.
Okay.
And we found that we developed a lot of lifers during the same during this, because it wasn't so much they liked me, they liked being together with each other. And they come together thinking that they're in a marathon training program. What they really find is they become part of a new family. And because they get to know each other quite well. I get to know them really well. The beginning of training, most of us are strangers to each other. They don't know me, I don't know them, they don't know each other. And as the time goes on, they become friends, and then it becomes even more than friends after a while. So I do have things to pass on to them, but they don't know at the beginning what my background is.
Oh, come on.
No, and they don't.
I mean, people don't know that you know something about running? Come on.
Many of them learn. They learn, but they don't know that at the start. I'm just somebody offering a marathon training program. And there's people, in fact, even ask me, do you ever run these marathons yourself? Or
and how do you answer that question?
I say, yeah, I've done a few. And as we get to know each other, that's part of the deal, is they realize that I may have something to offer to them. But there's a great line from the book Seabiscuit in the movie, where this old trainer said, a horse doesn't care how much you know until it knows how much you care. And
oh, perfect.
And that really is true of two-legged runners too. It was true of me when I was an athlete, as a young athlete with a coach, because it didn't really matter to me how much the coach knew. It was how good a care he took of me. And that's what I feel like I'm here to do, is take care of them.
Well, do you have different plans for different people?
You ask the question about what level of runners, and the current team, we have people who qualify for Boston. That's probably the top level that we have, are people who are making one of the various standards for qualifying for Boston. The fastest runner we've ever had is, well, nobody has beaten my time yet. And my time's not particularly fast. I mean, my time in the past.
Your PR, you mean?
PR of 2:49. Nobody has beaten that. But we've had several under 3 hours. But we've also had people doing 6 and 7 hours. So we have the range. And we have them all the way. We've had 17-year-old, and we've had a 67-year-old.
Wow.
And so far, nobody older than I am. I am currently, that is. So it's quite a variety. And we've had the thing I'm most proud of, and proud for them, is we've had a 100% finish rate.
Wow, that's really remarkable.
Today, Victoria and Portland, we have several running in Portland. We'll go over 200 runners, 200 individuals who have run the marathon, and we hope after today that there'll still be a 100% finish rate. But we've had 300, almost 400 finishes. I mean, some people run more than once, and so as I say, everybody's made it.
That's really something to be proud of. Wow.
It is, and I am very proud of it, again, for them. but I have to add a little bit of qualifier because some of the people fall out during the training period for various reasons.
That's different.
It's usually not injury. It's usually that sounded like a good idea at the time, but maybe it wasn't so good after all to be training for a marathon. But our program is very simple, really. We get together once a week, and we have a long run that goes up progressively like most programs do. And we start at right at 7 miles. The prerequisite is that they have run a 10K recently, or the equivalent in distance. And we start at 7 miles, we go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we go every other week, 13, 15, 17, 19, and 21. And that doesn't mean they don't run in between, because we have a shorter run on the weeks between the longer ones. And we usually have a race as part of the program. And so it's I would say minimal compared to some programs, but we have a very low injury rate, and we have a obviously very high finish rate.
Well, minimal might have a lot to do with that, and I have to ask you another question.
Yeah.
I had the chance to visit Eugene, what a great town, in 2008 at the track and field trials, and I just fell in love with the trails. I bet you have some really cool places to train.
We do. Priest Trail is the centerpiece for Eugene running. We don't run on Priest Trail as for our marathon group because the marathon is held on roads, but they have bike paths along the river. There's 12 miles of bike path, and it is wonderful. It's one of the great things about Eugene is it's marked every quarter mile accurately, and you may have seen that when you were there, little posts along the way, and it was designed by runners. Even though it's called a bike path, it's more used for runners and walkers than it is for bikers. And Eugene is a very supportive town for distance running because of the legacy of Nike and the legacy of Prefontaine and Bill Bowerman, things going way back. And so not everybody in town runs. But
really? I'm surprised.
It only seems so. But I almost without exception, people understand running in Eugene, the general public, and appreciate it.
Well, Detroit calls itself Hockey Town, and there's absolutely no question that Eugene is Running Town.
It is. They call it Track Town USA. Is their copyrighted trademarked definition of the town? But there probably are more runners per capita in Eugene than any other city in the United States.
And I think Victoria might be a close second.
Victoria is a very, very active community as well. But you were fortunate to be there for the trials. That was Eugene at its best, and there doesn't mean Eugene any other time is bad, but that was at its best, and the trials are coming back. I hope you'll be back.
I'll be back.
And bring Art along with you.
I'll do that, Joe.
Okay.
Thank you so much for talking with us. It's been a real treat.
Thank you, Jenny.
All right.
Great.